Good evening, everybody. A warm welcome to all of you who've joined today. We are very excited to be able to host this event today because as librarians, we're always looking for different ways to engage children with stories. And what we have here is a very unique and a very fresh way to look at stories using picture riddles. Now, of course, that really piqued my interest, and we're so happy to have Poorvaja and Srilakshmi with us today. We say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And of course, when we really use them intentionally, we can keep the conversations open to multiple interpretations and so many different ways without age or language being a bar. So, welcome all. And just a little bit about Librarians of India. So, Librarians of India is an open community in service of children. Its objective is to strengthen libraries all over India, as libraries are an integral part of a child's learning journey. It does so by celebrating librarians, sharing their stories and learnings, and providing them with a platform to learn and grow together so their libraries can become vibrant spaces where children can thrive. Librarians of India is seeded as a Bachpan Manao Collab action by Adhyayan Foundation and Ek Step Foundation in 2024. So, with that, we would love to invite Poorvaja and Sri Lakshmi to the stage. Apeksha, over to you.
Thank you, Nirupama. And just give me one moment because I want to also pull up the exact poster that has been going around, which I'm sure all of you have been looking at and have been waiting eagerly and excitedly for this particular session. So this is a very special session, which is called Visual Clues, Critical Minds, right? Fostering thinking through picture riddles. And this particular thing is a lovely event that we are so happy to be presenting along with SkillLit, right? SkillLit Readers. And here with us, we have the two lovely co-founders. I think you should be able to see the poster. It's pulled up on my screen now. Let me tell you a little bit about SkillLit Readers. SkillLit Readers transform books into creative experiences, enabling children to engage meaningfully with stories. Their programs provide a safe space for curious children to explore stories more deeply, connect fiction to real life, and build their own voice and worldview. Their focus extends beyond reading to even developing essential life skills, which include communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking, the 4 C's as we know them. Let me introduce our lovely facilitators for today. Srilakshmi R. She is an experienced educator with a background in teaching English and social sciences and has worked with students in grades 1 to 8 for over a decade across multiple school systems. An avid reader of fiction, especially Indian children books. She has an MA in education from Aziz Premji University and is an IB certified educator. Poorvaja Prakash. She has extensive experience working in social impact, particularly in the development and non-profit sectors, with her expertise lying in research, monitoring, evaluation, and facilitation. She holds master's degrees in International Education and International Development from Columbia University and the London School of Economics, respectively. She's also a host of a very popular podcast known as the Sports Kaleidoscope, focusing on sporting memories. We are so happy for this session, and we are quickly jumping over for visual clues and critical minds over to Poorvaja and Srilakshmi.
Thanks so much, Nirupama and Apeksha, and also Neeta for getting us connected here. We are really, really excited to be able to facilitate this workshop and learn alongside you. Just before we get started, I just wanted to share a little bit about what we can expect today. Like Apeksha mentioned, we are really big on children engaging in with literature more deeply and in a meaningful manner, and we curate experiences that facilitate that. So we typically use different tools such as images, writing, role play, music, movement, polls, mind maps, art, craft, anything that involves children immersing themselves. So today we are going to dive into one such technique, which is the use of picture riddles. So I will share my screen and hand this over to Srilakshmi for her to kick us off. And we will go through a set of norms as well. But just to reiterate, please keep the questions flowing on chat. And we hope that this is going to be highly interactive. So please feel free to unmute, use chat as you go along. So yeah, Srilakshmi, over to you.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you Apeksha, Nirupama and Neeta for having us here today. I just want to say that I don't facilitate for adults often. I've always worked with children. And so if I seem a little nervous, you know why. Okay, so today's workshop on visual clues, critical minds, fostering thinking through picture riddles. We're going to take you through some things that we do, some tools that we use with our children to build the skill of critical thinking. But before that, before we get to the serious stuff, which we will, we wanted to hear from you, and you can share this on chat since there are so many of us. Please feel free to share your name, where you are from, and respond to this icebreaker question on chat, of course. You can tell us, as a librarian, what is your favorite book to recommend to your readers? And if you can also include a line about why you recommend this book, or why you like this book, you can also share that. So we will look for some responses on chat. Okay, great. Thank you, Shashwat. So he says, The Rabbit Listen. This is, I have never heard of this book. So thank you for bringing this up. There's also Shri from Chennai. She recommends Lady Lollipop. Okay, all of these titles, none of them we've heard of. Thank you for all of these recommendations. David Goes to School for the very youngest readers. Okay. Momita says, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Of course, it's a classic. Nazima Banu from Bangalore. Hi, we're also in Bangalore. She recommends Wings of Fire. Okay, great. Great. Fabulous. I love where the wild things are. Love that book. Okay, great. Thank you all. Please keep the introductions coming. And of course, please answer the question, what is your favorite book to recommend to your readers? And we'll look at them as they come in. Okay, so just some norms before we get started. Please, and by the way, we use this with our children as well. So please use the raise hand function on Zoom if you'd like to share something or if you have a question. And please wait for your turn to speak, just so we're not all talking at the same time. Please keep yourself on mute to minimize any sort of distractions or disturbances. keep the chat going like you have been so far. Please feel free to share your opinions, your ideas, your questions on chat. Here at SkillLit, the fourth one is super important because we really believe that there are no right or wrong answers. All answers are valid and all ideas and opinions are welcome. But we do say that you should justify what you are saying. Tell us why you think a certain way and so on. So please remember, no right or wrong answers. Fifth is keep yourself open to learning. A growth mindset is something that we encourage. And the last one is please use the React feature on Zoom to show others your appreciation. You can use a heart emoji or a thumbs up or a laugh cry emoji. Use all of them. Yeah. So with that, we will get started with our first activity for today. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to solve a few riddles. So you will see on the screen a variety of picture riddles for you. And for each riddle, what you can do is on a sheet of paper or in a notebook, or if you want to use your device, up to you, solve the riddle. So you basically say what you think the riddle means, what is it trying to say, and we also want you to make a connection with between the answer and the any book or story that you may have read in the past. So you can connect the answer to maybe say the characters in a particular story, any book, any story. Okay. It could be the characters, it could be with the themes, it could be with the plot, anything at all. So step one, you solve the riddle, try to think about what it's trying to say, and to make a connection between that answer and any story that you may have read or heard of in the past. Yeah, it could even be a regional language story. Okay, it's not restricted to any one kind of story or anything. Any story or book that you have read in the past. Yeah, does this
Yes.
sound okay? So if you can all show me a thumbs up using the React feature, that would be nice. Okay, great. Great.
Just
Okay, super. So
Just to
yes,
add
Poorvaja.
something here, uh, for an example, if you feel like one of the answers to the riddle may be apple, you can then think of how the word apple reminds you of maybe a character that you have read in the past. Maybe something happens with an apple at some point in any story. It could be something that the book is trying to tell you. So it could be any of those connections. Just to be clear, we actually don't have one answer alone for the riddle. So we invite all sorts of answers that you come up with.
Yes. Okay, cool. So with that, we will move to our first picture riddle. Okay, so here's your riddle number one. Please remember there are no right or wrong answers, obviously. So anything goes. What could be helpful is maybe try and look at the picture itself, like what is in it. Maybe the shapes, maybe the colors, maybe there's a story in the picture. Yeah. So maybe we'll give you all about a minute or so. And then we can move to our next one.
We will take answers after 3 riddles. So we'll solve 3 riddles at a time and you'll understand why we are doing that as we go along.
Answers in the chat, can they unmute and share?
You can, so all of you can maybe write it in a notebook or something because we will discuss the answers, after 3 riddles. So,
Sure.
yeah.
when you are done, you can just give us a thumbs up so that we know you are ready to move.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay, shall we move to the next one? Poorvaja? Yeah.
Maybe we'll give everyone another 30
Yeah.
seconds or so.
Yeah, I think we can move to the next one. Okay, so here's your riddle number 2. Once again, what might be helpful is looking at the picture itself and what is in it. Try and see if there's a story the picture is trying to say, tell you, or if there's a message or a deeper meaning somewhere, and use those as your clues.
One clue or one direction I would nudge everyone to sort of consider is also the number of objects, the number that any numbers that you can see, all of those also form the basis of these. Then, once you are ready to move, please give us a thumbs up.
You can show us a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. I think we can move to the next one. Purvaja. All right. Okay, this is your third one, the final one in this set. After this, we'll have a different kind of picture riddle. So once you solve this, we can maybe take some responses and hear your answers. So this is the third one for you. Okay, so if y'all are done solving this, you can show us a thumbs up and then we can discuss. Okay, maybe another minute or so.
So while everyone's thinking about this, just some context to keep in mind. All three, in fact, all five are riddles that we have used with our readers.
Participants,
So
yeah.
So it's not foreign. It's not something that we've not used before. And that's why maybe you can see these gigantic smiles because we really want to see how differently adults might see them versus, how children might approach them. But just to say that these are all things that you can use with young readers as well.
Okay, should we go ahead and hear some responses, Poorvaja? Yeah, okay, great. So please feel free to unmute and tell us how you solved, what your answer was to this riddle and your connection as well. Alternatively, if you'd like to put your response on chat, that is also okay. So would anyone like to share their response? Go ahead. Anybody?
It's very silly what I thought of when I saw this picture.
No, not at all. Please.
So, okay, it's a tree, and I ignored the shape of the tree, but then ultimately led to some confetti. So, the giving tree was what came to my mind.
Yeah, fabulous. So is there anything in particular that made you connect your answer to the giving tree? What do you think the pictures were trying to tell you?
I felt the tree like regular trees. It's not like a straight trunk or probably a troubled tree trying to tell humans, "Mujhe chhod do. Please leave us alone. Please leave us alone. You've taken enough from us."
Absolutely. Okay, fabulous. Thank you for kicking this off, Ankita. Okay, we'll go with Pooja and then we'll hear from Vedalakshmi.
Um, so, I mean, I raised my hand because this is the only one which is sane for me. The other two answers are pretty insane. So for this one, first I looked at the shape of the tree. It looks like a bird, a
Mhm.
hurt bird or something. But then my attention was more drawn to the colorful leaves at the bottom, and then
Yeah,
all the colorful papers on the right. So
right.
then it reminded me of autumn and the book Hungry Caterpillar's First Fall, because I was thinking which fall book to think,
Hmm.
it
Right.
went to. Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Okay, yes. Vedalakshmi, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I looked at the tree, the pointing, I felt it's pointing towards all the colorful picture, the jigsaw thingy on the right. And the one on the right, actually, when I looked closely, it looked to me like a lot of speech bubbles. Okay, they were they had the shape of speech bubbles. So I felt this was all the trees trying to speak, and a lot of voices, because there are so many trees in the background.
Yeah.
The trees are trying to speak, and it reminded me of the book Lady Tarzan.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I love how everyone is making their own connections, and this way we're also learning so much from you. So great connection there, Vedalakshmi. Thank you for sharing. Please keep the chat going as well. I see many of you have responded, so thank you for this. All right, so should we move to the next one? Okay.
Just to maybe share a bit about what we thought about here. So we were looking at quirkiness, being different. And that's a theme that we've seen recur in many, many children's book. We'll share a little bit more around where we specifically use this. But what we had in mind was just being quirky and being
Different.
different and
Right.
appreciating diversity.
Sorry, for some reason I'm unable to raise my hand. So I thought the dot. So I just wanted to share that because all of these are colorful dots. We went
Yeah.
to
Okay, great. Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, we'll move to the next riddle. Very, very curious about what connections you made with this one. Go ahead. Would anyone like to share? Maybe we can take two responses for this.
God of small things.
Yes. Okay, God of small things. Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about this
See,
connection?
I connected it somewhat with the, bullying as well, the child.
Yeah.
And the dice picture, I connected it with risk taking
Mm.
as a PYP profiler,
Yes.
So although there is no heading wise or title wise connection,
Yes.
but as soon as I saw the child and praying, so somewhere that heavenly thing, that
Mm.
connection was there. So I felt, okay, God of small things,
Mm.
so, small child.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Fabulous. Thank you for that. Yes, Pooja, go ahead.
So to me, it looked like how my son gets when he wants a six when we are playing Ludo.
Mm.
So then from there on, my mind jumped to all the books where, invariably we have kids praying fervently either to win a match that they're having at school or to win an election. For example, I was reminded about how to win an election and
Right.
then Quidditch matches. So
Right.
anywhere where games are involved and the children are all praying fervently, which I have also done, like for exams as well, that बस इस बार pass करा दो. So the numbers, though, the hint was that there's something in the numbers. So 2, 3, 4, 6. I mean, I couldn't really decipher any of that. So 2 times 3 is 6. But beyond that, really, nothing came to mind. So
Mhm.
that's it.
Okay, so the book you connected this with is How to Win an Election, correct?
Yeah, or any book which
Right.
has like Quidditch matches and all of that
Okay.
from Harry Potter movies came to mind, that where there's a game involved and
Got
children
it.
are all silently wishing for a win.
Okay, great. You're actually quite, I mean, we use this for a particular book, and you're quite very, very close to one of the themes that we were hinting at through this picture riddle. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Maybe we can take one more response before we move to the third one.
Yeah, I put my response in the chat box. So,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so no book. Lord, please help me with my arithmetic. No book. Okay. Please help me win this game. A light connection to when Ali became Bajrangabali. Okay, great. None of these books I've heard of, but thank you for telling us about them. We'll check these out. Okay. All right, let's move to our third riddle. Okay, would anyone like to share for this one? Maybe someone who hasn't shared before. You can, now's your chance.
Actually, the first thing that struck me on looking at this picture, seeing those currency notes, it was the Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
But somehow, it's still not, I'm not convinced myself to, because the last picture, again, it is something different.
Mm.
So
Okay.
That's the first hit you can say I'm making. Whatever else others say.
Okay. Okay, so here's a book I've definitely heard of and used in my class. So Vishala Vasant says, Riddle 3 reminded me of the book A Chair from My Mother. Wonderful. I would love to know why. Picture 3 reminds you, okay, of the giving tree. Okay, great. Yes. You can go ahead and explain this on the chat. What made you connect this to the giving tree? Yes, trees give a lot depending on the person who is the taker. Different people, different things. Wonderful. And George says, when I see the third riddle, it reminds me of the movie Pursuit of Happiness. Okay, lovely. Okay, please go ahead and explain. Like, tell us why you're relating, how you're relating this to the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. I am very curious to know. All right. So what the first three that you saw right now they are one kind of picture riddle. Now with the next few, you'll see another kind, and we've used both. And both are great. So you can take your pick and use what you like. So riddle 4 is here. Yeah. So this is your fourth riddle.
This time, we've also given you beyond the pictures, we've also given you the clue in the form of the number of letters associated with the word we had in mind. So that's why it's a slightly different slightly different variation with the riddle.
Right. So when we do this with our children, we, of course, 8 letters is a clue to help identify a theme or, a character, whatever. But if you are able to make connections that are not necessarily 8 letters, that is also okay. So you can make a note of whatever guess you have.
Hi, Srilata, I have a question.
Yes,
there are a
Sri
lot-
Lakshmi. Yes.
So there were a lot of picture books which you're saying you're not familiar with, because all the picture books, most of them are quite, well known here at least. So I'm just asking, your age group, is it slightly older age group, or how does this work? Because
Yeah.
that too might help us to become more focused on.
No, please, no, you don't have to be focused on any particular book for
Or
any
even
age.
think, differently, because we are thinking along picture lines. That's what I books.
And that's absolutely okay. That's absolutely okay. But for your information, we've been working largely with 8 to 13-year-olds, but we are slowly starting to work with the younger age group as well. So, yeah. But please don't restrict your the books that you are making connections to any particular age group. It can be for anybody. Yeah.
Just to reiterate, these are also not just techniques you can use with older children. You may, of course, we'll come to a little bit of a framework we can use. You can use these techniques with as children as young as 5. You may need to modify them. You might need to think about what sort of clues you give, but they're not meant to be restricted by age. That's right, Neeta. The point is to make connections. It's not to guess the book. Yes.
Okay, great. So Sita says gender, fabulous. So can you say a little more about it and also make a connection to any book that you have read?
Hi, this is Sita. I don't remember exactly. It's by Bangles and the Puppet. The boy, he wants to. It's by it's basically they're showing it's like, gender binary sort of a thing, where the boy wants to wear bangles and do the dandiya. It's from I think it's book is from Tulika Publications. Yeah.
Okay.
So immediately I remembered,
Fabulous.
yeah,
Very nice.
that
Yeah.
book.
Great, great. Yeah, I think Sonali has put on chat. It's called The Boy Who Wore Bangles.
Yes, correct.
Great. Thank you for that, Sonali and Sita. Yes, Vedalakshmi, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought the theme was fighting. This reminded me of this book. I forget the name of the book, but it's about two friends who are very close, and then two girls, and then they get into a fight because of something very silly, and then the blurb says, will they ever make up? And then something happens and they share with each other, and they eventually make up. It's a children's book. I read it about a few weeks of couple of months back. In fact, I've got it recently. I don't remember the name of the book. If I remember it, I will put it. But there is a book exactly on this theme about two schoolgirls, very close friends, and the usual theme. But that's what this reminded me of, fighting.
Okay, great. Apeksha says, makes me think of maybe this would connect to a story where boys or girls have different expected gender roles, particularly when it comes to fighting or war. Mulan comes to mind. I also thought of that. Or even who will be Ning Tao, where the princess chooses a path that isn't rooted in fighting. Okay, fabulous. Great connections, everyone. We'll move to the next riddle.
In the interest of time, maybe this one we can just take quick responses.
Yes. So would anyone like to guess for this? Anyone can unmute and share. What comes to mind? What connections you've made? Decisions. Okay, great. Definitely. Directions, crossroads. Fabulous. Choices. Nice. If you could also make a connection to a book, that would be great. Great. Poorvaja, correct me if I'm wrong, but we recently used this picture clue for a workshop on Percy Jackson, right? And I think this was, I think we used this to show like an inner conflict, the inner conflict a demigod goes through because they're unlike everyone else. So this was an example of that. Okay, so decisions reminded me of Hamlet, to be or not to be. Fabulous, great. Love it. So as you can see, this is a tool that you can use to get when you're introducing or you're going to start discussing a book. It's a great way to bring out themes. It's a great way to bring out characters, the plot, any connections they've made between this book and another book, or the book they're reading and something that's happened to them, something that they've seen or read, a text to world connection. So this is why we use picture riddles. Just a few more responses on chat, just going through that. So Vedalakshmi says choices. Zen, I think you mean the book, Zen, I guess. Shabanu. Okay. All right, great. So just to quickly share what the process was. Oh, wait, no, the Padlet. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead, Poorvaja.
Yeah, so one of the things that we really wanted to do is to hear from you on what you really experienced it. Before we tell you, why we do this or what we are trying to get out of it, we wanted to actually get a few responses for you to reflect on your experience. I think in the interest of time, we won't do the Padlet in session, but what we are going to do is we're going to drop the link to the Padlet on chat, and this is something that you can fill up in your own time, but would love to invite a few responses from everyone here. What did you experience here? What do you think we are trying to do through this? What did you feel? Which part or what type of skills were you exercising as you tried to solve the riddles and form connections? Would love to hear a few responses that you can put on your educator hat and share that with us. Yeah, absolutely. Jyoti says problem solving, critical thinking, 100%. Anything else? Anything else that you imagination? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Engagement with books,
Memory.
memory. Yeah. Yes, visual decoding. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see, one of the reasons we thought we didn't want to start, it tickled your brain cells. Very, very nice to hear that observation. Absolutely. One of the reasons we didn't just start with here's a framework you can use is that we really wanted you to see the potential value of such a tool and for you to experience it yourself. So in the second half of the session today, we are going to flip the tables a little bit and have you actually come up with your own riddles. But before that, I'm also looking at a few more responses on chat around like free association, looking at the big picture. Love that. I love the use of the word observation because before we kind of jump into analytical thinking, it's like, what do you actually just see in the picture itself? So for us to maybe, we thought it might be helpful for us to share a little bit of a thinking process that we use to actually come up with these riddles. So, and we've kind of come up with a 3-step process, which we will just take you through in a moment. Right? So, and this is something that we try and do with any of the books that we try and facilitate our programs around. We think that this is a tool particularly to explore the themes in the story. This is not to say that you can't explore characters or you can't explore what happens in the plot, but this is something that we think is particularly helpful to bring out the big picture, as someone had put on chat. So in terms of the 3-step process, what we really think about is first we identify the themes, right? So I'm going to take the example of the giving tree because many of us have alluded to it. So when we think of the giving tree, what are all the different themes one might think about? One might think about generosity. One might think about environmental destruction. One might think about the flip side. One might think of capitalism, greed, a lot of different themes. So what we try and do is when we finish reading a book, we quite literally sit down and list down all the themes we can think about that are associated with the book. So that's step 1. Step 2, we try and break it down. So like many of you asked us, right? Do we do this with younger kids? Can we do this with older children? How does this work? We break it down to see what do these words mean to children? What can they actually associate these words to? And then we think about how can we go about forming the riddle? What kind of pictures can we use? What kind of riddles do we even want to form with these pictures? Then we kind of go ahead finding these pictures. A really great tool to find some of these pictures is a website called Pixabay because all the pictures are copyright free. You also get different types of pictures that you can use. So you get photos, you get paintings, you get animations, you get illustrations. So you can really use your creativity to the max that you want to use. Of course, you can absolutely create your own and draw your own riddles
You
as
also
well.
get copyright-free videos and music clips as well. So you can use a music clip in a riddle. Like we haven't done it, but you absolutely can. So
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And then the third process is really where we think the magic happens. So an example of that is, every time someone shared the name of a book, we automatically follow that up with what makes you say that. So in our sessions, if this is one of the introductory things we do with children, they solve it, they connect those with the particular book that all the children are reading at that time. And we facilitate a discussion on why do you say that? What do you think this picture means? What else could it mean? Can you come up with questions based on the connections that you follow? So let me take one of the examples where we didn't share the actual response. So one of the themes we were trying to explore through this riddle was luck. And luck was a really big part of a book. There is the very famous Roald Dahl book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Luck is a really, really big part of this book. Then we thought of what my children associate with the word luck. They associate playing a game because you don't know what the result of the game is. And that's why we got the picture with the dice. And they also associate luck with praying, like
praying.
helplessness, like not knowing what's going to happen. Like, let something happen, let something good happen to me, please. So that's kind of how we broke down and we found these two pictures here. The reason why I was alluding to numbers was nothing to do with arithmetics. There are 5 dice being thrown here, and there are 5 children in the story. So we were also alluding to numbers in that sense. And that's another way in which you can really get children to observe the different facets. So this is where step 3 comes in. So we would facilitate a discussion on, oh, you spoke praying, but can you see the number of dice there? Can you then form a connection? Does the color white or black mean anything to you? Does the color of the fields represent anything to you? So that's where we use our skill of facility to dig even deeper in this
I
process.
think someone was talking about,
yeah.
sorry, just wanted to add, someone was talking about, God, or someone said, oh God, something. So in addition to the luck aspect, and how, there's a child praying, Charlie was also like hopeful. He was hoping that he would be one of the chosen, like the lucky winners of the golden ticket. And someone talked about God, so you can even equate the hand to be the hand of God. Or in that book, it was Willy Wonka who was behind the scenes and deciding everyone's fate. So another important skill that we are trying to build is also observation, like some of you pointed out. So yeah.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. May I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Please
I
do.
was just wondering, for my brain, it was too far to get to the theme. So there might be children in the class, and for them, it might be a little frustrating that if they are not able to get. So now, for instance, when you connected this to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I have read it a couple of times, but I couldn't go anywhere closer to it. So it is kind of, the brain range could be totally different. So would you recommend that we start with something a little simpler and then we build the complexity of it? Or do you start with the complex and then just with, like you're saying, picking their brains a little more and more and more, and then you get there? So younger children might have this. So you're saying which way would be suitable, or you're
Yeah, we really appreciate that question. Thank you for asking, because we have seen this play out in action, right? Especially when it comes to the aspect when we kind of try to gamify this a little bit, there is a response of, oh, I need to know this answer. Someone else might know this. So we've seen this play out. But what we've done is 2 things. One is, of course, you can simplify this. So instead of multiple pictures, for example, you could just use a single picture. So that's something you can do. But the other thing is, at least we've tried to get to a point where we feel like challenge is not necessarily a bad thing. And when the child is struggling, we then sort of really break down this process. Then we have a few prompts that we use of Okay, can you see what this child is doing in the picture? What is the child wearing? What is the child expressing? What emotions is he or she or they showing in this situation? So that's kind of how we try to break it down. Having said that, you are the best judge of your audience, and you might think about when it's most appropriate to use it and when it's not. But Shri, you want to add anything more to this?
Yeah. I wanted to add here that, what we are basically doing through this is demonstrating the see, think, wonder, visible thinking routine without actually having the columns and writing all of their responses down. So maybe what could help is one, of course, use just one picture if 2 or 3 is too much, but also prompt your prompt your children on what do they see, what do they think is happening there, and maybe the wonder part you don't need to go into it, but if they do have questions, of course, include that, but also get them to see what is happening in the picture, and if something like that happened in the book that they read or the story that they heard, that may help. Okay, great.
Any other questions? That was such an insightful question. Thank you for asking. Any other questions or lines of thinking or inquiry that this brings up for any of you? Checking out chat. Yeah, absolutely. I think what Apeksha shared makes a lot of sense around, positioning and layering the clues as per your audience. Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things I really love this response by Nazima, because one of the things we've noticed is the way we facilitated this activity is for children once they've read a certain portion of the book. But what Nazima shared on chat, it's also making me think that this could be almost like a prelude. You're almost generating the curiosity around the book, right? You're asking them to guess why these pictures exist, and that builds perhaps a little bit of an interest towards reading the book as well. So great point there. Anushka, do you have any special suggestions for kids with ADHD? I wouldn't be able to come up with a response on that on the spot.
Yeah. But we can do some research and get back to you if that's okay, Anushka.
Yes, Vedalakshmi, we definitely use it for chapter books. In fact, we're going to run through an example where you would create your own based on a chapter book by Vasha Session. So we definitely use this for chapter books. Yeah, prelude for young readers. All right, please keep these questions coming. We'll keep going back to this framework or any other way. The framework is just a model through which we see a particular concept, right? So you don't have to be tied to this. Feel free to adapt this for your class.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing we really wanted you to do today is to have a chance to actually put this in action. So like we mentioned, we are going to show you a few excerpts from a book by Vasha Session called Dhara's Revolution. A very appropriate book for children, especially, let's say, children between 7 and 10 years old. A book based on a school in Pune. So lots of relatability, a book based on what happens when people want to care about it, when you're trying to get children to care about the world that we live in. So highly recommend that book if you've not read it yet. But this is where we would like you to apply this on your own. So we are going to leave a few excerpts for you. You can see, actually, I'm going to stop sharing and reshare for the front page as well. We're going to leave a few excerpts for you. Take some time, read through parts of these excerpts. Think about themes that come to your mind for while you're reading this. think about picture riddles that you might be able to form. You can use Pixabay at this moment. You can choose to draw. If you're not able to actually come up with the images directly, you can even think of what kind of riddles you might choose to form in the future. So we are going to give everyone about, Shrishri, can you give me a time check?
It's 5:57. Say 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can take about 10 minutes. We're going to reshare this so that you can see the front page, because that might be a little bit of an insight in and of itself. And we would like you to take some time, read through the excerpts, and come up with your own riddles. We will also share the link to the website that we mentioned. And of course, you can use your imagination. Imagine that you were a child in a classroom. How would you actually come up with those riddles on your own? So please let us know if there are any questions. If not, feel free to take about 10 minutes or so. And then given our numbers, we will break out into two groups so that more people have a chance to share some of these riddles. Any questions as we are doing this? Just to make sure that we reiterate this, the point of the riddles is not for them to just solve it, but to actually make connections to the book or the chapter that they're reading. So even if they do finish some of these things quickly, the real magic of this comes alive when you facilitate a discussion of what connections are you drawing, why are you drawing those connections. Therefore, zoom out and say, what do you think this book is actually telling us? So the point is not just the solving the riddle component, but also the connections piece that really drives home the skills that everyone mentioned on chat. We'll take another 7 odd minutes. Just checking in. Any questions as you're doing this?
So what exactly you want us to do now? Choose pictures, is it?
So form your own riddles. So you saw us give you a few riddles at the beginning. Based on what you're reading from these excerpts in front of you, you can go ahead and form your own riddles. You can either find pictures on the internet or you can draw your own as well.
Acha. So if I find pictures on the internet, what am I supposed to do with that? Yeah.
So you can keep them with you for now. We will go into breakout rooms once everyone is done, and you'll have a chance to show the riddles with others.
Okay. All right.
So the riddles, just to help you all, if any of you are stuck, the riddles can point to a particular theme. It can point to a character. It can point to an incident that you have read about in the chapter. In this case, here. But of course, for your children, you can have fun with it. But for the purpose of this session, use the excerpts that we've given you.
We'll give everyone another 3-4 minutes. Apeksha, we are good to use breakout rooms, right? Thank you. We also fully resonate with the fact that it may be difficult to come up with something on the spot. So even if you're not able to identify the pictures now, we would just love to see and hear your thought process, right? So even if you're not able to form the full riddle, it could be one of the themes I identify is this. What I imagine or visualize my riddle to be is these two pictures. So it could even just tell us a little bit about your thought process as a beginning practice step towards this. Just another minute for us to form our thoughts. So we'll go ahead and create 2 breakout rooms, and Srilakshmi and I will be in one room each. I think as host, we should be able to do it. So I will go ahead and create these two rooms.
Poorvaja, can you just reiterate what is expected of participants in each breakout room before they go on ahead?
So what we will do in the breakout rooms is for participants to share two types of responses. Either they actually show us the riddle that they've come up with, and the others can actually engage in a discussion on that, or they talk us through the thought process to say this is the riddle that they have planned. So that's what we'll do in the two breakout rooms. We'll take a few responses. Since we can't have everyone share, we'll just take a few responses in terms of riddles that they have formed. Is that helpful?
Yeah. So I'll just create the breakout rooms, and we have maybe 10 minutes in each before we can come back to the main room.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I can take a photo and it'll show up in this.
Can you share your screen? Will that help?
No, the pictures are on my laptop and I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know whether one can take photos and share it here. Let me try one thing though. I'm going to try. So these are the, can you see?
Yes, we can.
These are the two pictures that I thought represent the theme of what I read, what I understood from my reading.
So were you trying to show, can you go back to the pictures?
Yeah, one second.
So anyone can guess the themes Vedalakshmi was trying to point at. Would anyone like to guess?
The first one, sorry, I'm Sita here.
Yeah.
The first one, I think everybody's running. I mean, like everybody wants to be a winner.
Yes.
And the second picture, that is where the whole, it's something like Ubuntu, right? Where you want to be together when you want to win a race.
Okay. Himangi, you also wanted to make a guess, right?
Yeah,
Go
that's what I was also about to say the same thing, that they're trying to win a race. Everyone is in the race.
Okay. Was it about something about teamwork, coming first, winning?
No, I was thinking competition versus collaboration.
Okay.
That
Great.
was my, it's a conflict. So there is always a conflict when you're in any situation where there's more than one person and so do you want to compete or do you want to collaborate? And there's never a right answer, but it's a conflict that's inside the mind, and I just wanted to bring that out. Competition versus collaboration.
Okay, fabulous. Nicely done. Okay, would anyone else like to share their riddle? Anyone can share, yeah? Go ahead. Yeah, anyone. Himangi, would you like to? You can.
I have not made any riddle. I just thought of students' placards going in the school, campaigning for the cause, whatever they select.
Yes.
So, that is what I was thinking after reading the passages.
Okay. So what are you trying to show through that riddle? Is it a theme or a character or an incident?
The theme again, like taking up a cause and fighting for it.
Yes.
Coming together, like forming a team, coming together.
Yeah.
And then then you have debates and oppositions. Saying that the cause that they are fighting for is more important than the cause that the team A is fighting for is like, that is what came to mind.
Great. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead.
I was also thinking of that, kind of control and, controlling the situation. Like I want to be, or I want things to be like this. And the second picture was about, like a rebellion. Also, like, the teachers are not allowing them to say. That's what I was reading, right? And, they are not allowed to speak for themselves. They say that they are future citizens.
Right.
So that kind of a little bit of rebellion, this thing is there.
Yes.
Control is there. Yeah, Dhara.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Has anyone made a riddle, like put together two pictures like Vedalakshmi had done? If you have, you can share yours as well. Yes, go ahead, Amrita.
Yes, hi. I just shared this. Can you see?
Yes, okay, let me just I'll pin you. Okay, it looks like your background may be blurred. So can you unblur your background and then we'll be able to see it clearly.
1 minute. Where is?
In your video?
Okay,
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, you can try.
Can you
Yes,
see
this is better. This is better. Yeah. Okay. You have three pictures, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so would anyone like to make a guess? Please feel free. Can you come a little bit closer, Amrita? Yeah.
Able to
Yeah.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
We can't see. I can't
the
see
first-
her screen,
It all.
Too close. You're too close.
but I can't even see her screen. I'm only seeing you.
Okay, so I just made here election thing, which we
Right.
get. Then the
Right.
two teams are fighting to each other. And
Right.
then at the end, they team up and like that.
Ah, okay.
That's the
Great.
story I
So
read.
what theme or themes were you trying to show through your picture riddle or characters? Anything? What were you trying to show?
It's not like that, what I
Hmm?
want to show. I just read the part you said.
Yes.
And that thought came in mind, first there was election in that story.
Yes. Yes.
So first they had an election, then the rivalry comes
Yes.
in, and the end of the picture movie, what you saw,
Right.
and then they come up and all be our friend and like that.
Right, right. So you could say that you were trying to show democracy, student elections, student leadership, like governance. Yeah, it could be teamwork, like you said, rivalries. Yeah, so many things. Okay. Great. Thanks for that, Amrita. Would anyone else like to share? Maybe we can take one more share. How much more time do we have, Nirupama, in this breakout room?
So we could do another 7 minutes, maybe?
Okay. Okay, so a lot of time. So yeah, go ahead. Anyone?
6:30,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 6:30.
Yeah.
So
By
it's
the time
6:15. It depends on how much time you need to wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah. So are we in the main room or are we in a breakout room?
you're in the breakout room.
We're in a breakout room. Okay. So we have about 7 more minutes in the breakout room. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, because again, like Nita said, it depends on how long you need to wrap up.
We
'cause
can
time.
end by 6:30. We can end, like we can take maybe one more
So,
riddle and then we can stop. Yeah.
all right.
Okay. Would anyone like to, the last person, would you like to share your riddle? Please go ahead. Okay. Okay. Great. So if there's no one else to share, maybe we can cut this short. Yeah, I'll leave it up to you though, Nirupama. Yeah.
If anyone just wants to probably talk about the themes that came up, then at least it'll give us a direction that we could use with clues and things. Just use our time a
Since
little
a couple of
that.
people
Would that be
left,
okay?
maybe we can do it in the main room itself.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all could just, I don't want to close the rooms because I don't know what's happening.
Welcome back.
Sorry, Srilakshmi, the breakout room seemed to have closed earlier than we said. I don't know how that
No,
happened.
Nita, we had kept it as 10 minutes and it was open for about 12 to 13 minutes.
Okay.
But if there was Sri, you're on mute. So
I was saying we had a few people share their riddles in our breakout room, but just for the benefit of everybody, we were just going to have a discussion on what are some themes that came up. So for those who were not able to come up with a riddle, you can use these themes to create your riddle. So on chat, if you'd like to unmute and share, what are some themes that you came across? So some that we discussed in our group was democracy, student leadership, teamwork, rivalries, elections, student elections. Those were some themes. But if you would like to share a few more themes that you identified with the excerpts that you read, you can go ahead and share before we close for today.
the other themes that came out in the breakout room I was in also included children's choice, the resentment, conflict in between friendships who care about different things. Also just power, like why should adults decide everything? So
Yes.
some of the other themes that came up. Yeah.
Power came up in our discussions as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, we can still, you're all welcome to still put down the themes that you identified in the chat, of course. But yeah, we will now proceed with our closing reflection. So we wanted to hear from you, as we have been through the course of this session. We wanted to hear from you on how you plan to implement this in your library or in your classroom. How do you want to take this forward and use it in your setting? So would anyone like to share? Please go ahead, feel free. Yes, Pooja.
I have been thinking for some time now. So far we are doing read alouds for younger children at the library. But the plan has been that, we will start chapter books for older kids. And this seems like an excellent way to capture, from the kids that what is it that they are identifying from the story. And also a way to, check if they're actually reading, before they come, because, there would be no shortcuts to this. And I don't want to put them on spot saying, have you read, and things like that. We don't want to create that kind of a structure because they have enough homework, so it should remain fun. So this seems like a very fun way of doing that with them. So I'm excited to bring that to the reading club for older kids.
Yeah, fabulous. Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up because we definitely don't want to single out children, at least if we're doing like reading a book in class as a part of a novel study or something. We definitely don't want to make a child feel less than for not reading, though it is the goal to get everyone to read so we can come and have rich discussion. So this is absolutely a way to do that. In fact, you will find that they will want to go back and read after hearing all of their friends talk about, discuss it. So, yeah, great. Thank you for that. I think someone else had raised their hand. No?
Yeah, so that was
Yes,
me, but then
yes.
I saw somebody share a similar idea on chats.
No, please go ahead.
So basically, just like in the breakout room, like I couldn't do it on the spot, but I think for the students, if we tell them to draw some kind of riddles based on their favorite book,
Yes.
and maybe they were made to guess each other's riddles instead of just giving us the answers right away.
Yes.
Something like that, where their friends are made to guess their riddles. So I think that will be exciting for them.
Absolutely. Yes. Anyone else? Does anyone else want to share?
I think Nazima has also mentioned something similar on
Yes.
chat.
Yes, she says students, the books they borrowed, I will tell them to make riddles from the story because my students are very excited and fun when I do riddles in the classroom. Great. One more good activity which we can do as librarian. Absolutely. Please go ahead and do this. In fact, you can make riddles for children to guess like names of books, book titles, or even like book characters from books. You can have like quizzes in your library. Yeah, ideas are like endless. So please go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Right. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of our session today. We really appreciate all of you spending almost 90 minutes with us. We hope that this was a useful exercise and it's something that you can try out in your libraries and your schools. Just wanted to leave behind this note to say that we facilitate learning programs for different age groups from preschool through high school. So if you do want us to facilitate something directly with your students in person in Bangalore, in Chennai, in areas nearby, or online, please feel free to get in touch with us. Our Instagram handle is SkillLit Readers, and our contact details are there in front of you. And yeah, truly wanted to just say thank you so much to the Librarians of India team. We really enjoyed facilitating this. Great use of our time as well. So thank you so much, everyone. The Instagram ID
It's on
is
the
SkillLit
screen,
Readers.
Nazima. It's on the screen.
Right. With this, we have come to the end. Yeah.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank both of you for this wonderful session. On behalf of all the participants and also on behalf of Librarians of India, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Poorvaja, Prakash and Srilakshmi from SkillLit Readers for leading today's such enriching workshop, Visual Clues, Critical Minds, Fostering Thinking through Picture Readers. Thank you for not only introducing us to a unique and powerful tool, Picture Readers, but also for creating such an engaging space where we could experience the strategy as learners, explore a structured framework to build connection with the literature, and even design our own riddles. Your session was not just informative, but also truly inspiring. A special thanks for also patiently answering all our questions and for enriching a rich discussion throughout the session. I liked your clarity and thoughtful response, which made this learning even more meaningful. You have sparked our imagination and also empowered us with this creative strategy, which we will now carry forward in our libraries to help readers think more critically and connect more deeply with stories. We deeply appreciate your time, efforts, and the passion, and we look forward for such more meaningful collaboration. Thanks a lot, Poorvaja and Srilakshmi, for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. you. Thank you. We really enjoyed talking to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Just to announce feedback form in the chat, so it'll be really nice if everybody could fill that up before the exit. And secondly, a lot of requests about recordings, and our facilitators have been really kind. They've agreed to allow us to share this on YouTube, so the recording will be up on YouTube too. Apeksha, Neeta, anything else?
No, just, I mean, there's so much love in the chat as well. Really, thank you so much, Poorvaja and Srilakshmi. This was, we were so excited about this, all of us, because it's something so novel.
We're glad. We're so glad you think so, and we're so glad that you were able to find value in this. To be honest, we don't feel like this is revolutionary. Like we're not like the inventors of this strategy or anything like that. But we do like to get our children to think critically. And so we're glad that we were able to share this tool with all of you.
Yeah, no, critical thinking and making connections, they're super important, and we don't do enough of it always. So this is wonderful and such a fun strategy. I think everyone's responded with very positively to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Just wanted to tell everyone that most of that all the events that we've had so far, we've been really grateful to all our facilitators because they do this completely pro bono, just for the love of books and reading and libraries and educators. So very, very grateful to all of you.
Thank you, Poorvaja. Thank you, Srilakshmi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.